Good time zone, everyone. Whether you've seen our show before or not, welcome to Superheroes Anonymous. I'm Nick, and I'll be the game master for this superhero side story. I have some announcements and a recap, but first, let's have the rest of our players introduce themselves.
Oh, I think I'm first. I'm Ethan, and I play Immaterial, whose secret identity is Lynn Lyons. And she's uses the Janus playbook.
Hi, I'm Melissa, and I play Oneida, who is June Sandstone, and she is from The Transformed.
Hi, I'm Zach, and I'm playing SWAT. His real name is Davian Tarks, and he is using the playbook The Delinquent.
Thank you, everyone. We premiere our episodes every Monday, more or less, at 7 p.m. Pacific time. We're taking a small break from our 5th edition D&D game while Kay plans the next arc of Antiheroes Anonymous. But although she's not playing tonight, you can still see her fantastic renderings of her team in the portraits right above me. This episode, we are playing Masks: A New Generation by Brendan Conway with art by Emily Lunsford. But please do check out the video description anyway for links and information on Black Lives Matter and Stop Asian Hate resources. You can follow us on Twitter at Antiheroes Anon for updates on our schedule. If you like what you watch, please do subscribe, tell your friends, and come back for our other shows. We just wrapped up an arc of our main campaign set in an original homebrew world, and after this, we are heading back into our Exandria focused game. So if any of that sounds interesting to you, please check it out. In our last issue of Superheroes Anonymous, the team came together when North Halcyon High came under attack from the petulant Bad Seed. Oneida wrested back control of the courtyard plants from the villain, although Gardening Club President Sergio Blahnik seemed to misunderstand and think that she was just as much of a threat as the villain. Immaterial made the choice to save Principal Genevieve Morrison at the cost of revealing her identity to the woman, and SWAT shut down Bad Seed for good by making the call to pave over the entire courtyard, earning the newly formed team the moniker of the Vandals. And that's where we're going to pick up a couple of days, 2 or 3 days after the events of the Vandals' first outing. And we're going to start with Immaterial, who has a move for after a little bit of time has passed.
Yep, I sure do. So let's see. Secret identity. I've got to roll plus mundane, which is +3. So it's not great. Let's see. 4 on the dice, +3 for a 7, so just barely a hit.
All right, on a partial success, what do you get here?
On a 7 through 9, you've lapsed on one obligation, your choice. Let's see. So I've got quite a few. Let's say I'm falling behind on schoolwork. That seems relatable.
Okay. Gotcha. All right. I think that it's the last period of the day. I think that you are in a class which class are you in?
Let's say I'm ending the day with like chemistry, because yikes.
Yeah. Let me grab my little list of character names and NPC names here for whenever I have to make up an NPC on the fly, which I feel like it's going to be often. Just grab one of these. So Lynn is ending her day in chemistry class with Mr. Burlington. Mr. Burlington. Yeah. And the bell rings and the students file out, and Mr. Burlington says, Lynn, if you stay behind for a moment.
Oh, okay. She was like halfway in the middle of packing up her books.
Yeah. Your phone buzzes also while this is happening.
I will try to like feign finishing packing up my books and like kind of light up the screen and check it inside of my book bag.
Yeah. It's Super Eats. Like you're kind of like, you've set Super Eats so that like once school is over, like at this time, you're supposed to be on the clock. And
Great.
so you're starting to get like Lynn Lyons, like one job for Lynn Lyons, accept. And you know that if you don't accept a certain amount of jobs per day, you are on suspension or like probation from the app.
Oh, I mean, and not only that, I won't have money to pay off my dumb little brother to keep my secret. So, yeah, my finger like hovers over the accept button. And then I'll just turn around really quick. I'll like throw all the books in the bag really quick and turn around to Mr. Burlington. Hey, Mr. Burlington, would you mind if we talked maybe tomorrow? I've got to run. I've got a thing.
Then your schoolwork is the most important. It's more important than whatever you have going on. We need to talk.
Okay. Well, can we make it quick? I really do have places to be. I'm sorry. It's important.
All right. Like extracurriculars are not, what I have to say takes precedence over that. He's not in a hurry.
Yeah,
He's not
great.
like hurrying on your behalf.
She's
here.
tapping her foot.
Yeah. He pulls out the homework that you submitted and says, this is not up to your usual standard, Lynn. And I don't like talking to your parents on student teacher day. I don't like hearing from them when I send you home with sub A's, and they've made it clear to me that they expect a bit more out of my teaching. And so when you turn in work like this, it kind of reflects badly on me. So let's talk about what's going on with you. Is this thing that you're doing, this place you have to be, is this what you're doing instead of studying?
Well, not instead of studying. I still studied. It's just, yeah, okay. Maybe I didn't quite have as much time to devote to my studies as usual, but I still did all the required reading. I still, filled out all the questions, to the best of my understanding after doing all of the required reading. I don't know. Maybe I'm not absorbing the concepts that we're going over quite as easily.
Well, you're gonna have to you're gonna have to absorb them better than that. I don't know what the problem is. If you say you're doing the work, and if you say maybe it's just not getting through, tell me how I can help you do better.
She's like trying to look at her phone in her bag during this.
Yeah.
And then her attention keeps snapping back up to Mr. Burlington. Oh, let's see. Well, I don't think I need tutoring or anything like that. I don't know. Maybe I just need to, like you said, maybe I just need to spend a little bit more time with it. I can do a better job of that going forward.
All right. If I see more results like this, I am going to have to talk to some people, and
yeah, I understand.
We're going to get you straightened out if you're not going to straighten yourself out.
I understand. Believe me, I take this very, very seriously.
This is all, to be clear, this is all over a B.
Oh, great.
Like when I say your schoolwork has slipped, like you are no longer making like straight A's, and like that's the level that your parents expect.
Yep. Yeah, that makes sense for them.
You didn't fail this test or anything.
But I can see that B on there, and I know what it means.
Yeah.
Believe me, Mr. Burlington, I take this very seriously, and I understand the pressure that my parents put on you to ensure that I'm doing well. So yes, I'll do a better job, and I will make sure that you don't have to deal with my parents because of my poor work.
All right, good to hear. Maybe you ought to cut back on a few things, just to give yourself time and space to catch up with what's important in life.
You're right. I probably should.
Yeah. I almost forgot. Before you go, to do whatever your thing is, swing by the office. Principal Morris wanted to talk to you.
Lynn goes like pale, like a
Yeah.
ghost.
Uh-huh.
Oh, did she? Did she say what it was about?
No, no idea.
Okay, I'll swing by.
All right, thanks. See you tomorrow, Lynn. And he
Yeah.
starts just kind of like going back to his own stuff and packing up his own books and things. Oneida, what does after school look like for you? Like, what do you do? Do you do any extracurriculars, or once the bell rings out for the day, what do you do?
Well, she likes being outside. She's part of
Mhm.
the gardening club, so that's
Mhm.
probably where she hangs out.
Okay.
Pruning, weeding, that sort of exciting thing.
Yeah. Gardening club has been on hold for a couple of days. There is, well, that's not true. Gardening club has been relocated for a couple of days. There used to be like a community garden where you were like managing like vegetables and things, and it was kind of like part of extra credit for biology. There was this whole like extra unit you could do that the biology teacher, I should give her name, Miss Irma DeHaven.
That's the biology teacher, or
Yeah,
the
and the sponsor of the gardening club. So there used to be a community garden where all this was going on, but then a few days ago it got paved over, and so gardening club has been the past couple of days not really doing much work with plants. It's just been like an all-out club effort to clean out this old, decrepit, dusty, cluttered greenhouse that's on the school grounds, because they're like, well, we don't really have soil to work with anymore. Maybe we can just start up again in the greenhouse. And
Oops, my bad.
Yeah, you've noticed that like a bunch of people are giving you the nastiest jobs, like the most difficult and onerous work in clearing out this greenhouse. It's not really, people are not making a secret of the fact that they blame you for having to do all of this in the first place.
I sigh, but I do it anyway because I'm just that girl.
Yeah, but on this afternoon, things are coming up. Things are starting to look in good shape. And I think that Mr. Haven has brought out some potting soil and some ceramic pots. And today's the day when everyone is going to like kind of volunteer to take over like they're being like assigned certain sections of the greenhouse. It's like, all right, so what do you want to do with your little corner of the greenhouse? And one by one, people are coming up with their pots and getting their seeds, and things are kind of getting back on track with gardening. When the time comes for you, I think this is like this is like getting picked last in like sports. Like by the time you walk up for it's your turn, you're like one of the last people in line to do this. Your choices left are like all of the cool plants are gone, and you can plant like daisies, or you can plant I don't know, violets. That's all they got left.
Well, I tell her, I pick up the daisy and I tell the teacher, let's hang out every daisy.
And Mr. Haven smiles. She is kind of on your side in this. She's like one of the allies that you have. Like a lot of students are kind of like not super nice to you, but Mr. Haven always like makes the effort and says, "Oh, that's it." She laughs, like, "Oh, that's a great joke, June."
I'm just pulling your leg.
Okay, yeah, daisies. I have here's the seed packet. There's a space for you right over there. And the space left for you to put your pot in is right next to Sergio's, who has chosen like a rose bush.
I roll my eyes
Mhm.
and I head over.
Okay. You head over and Sergio looks at you and it's kind of like, ugh.
So I look at his plant and I say, wow, you sure rose to the occasion.
Uh-huh. Um, you think you'll be all right there with the with your little flower seeds there, June?
I love daisies. They're very friendly.
Mm.
And so surreptitiously, when he's not looking,
Mm.
I will put my hand on the soil and make my daisy grow.
What kind of effect are you trying to have on him here?
To show that I'm superior with plants and just to get him a little like, what the heck?
Okay. Roll to provoke him.
Okay.
This is like roll plus superior, and say what it is you want him to do. What's the effect that you're trying to have on him? What kind of reaction are you looking for here?
Okay, so, and it's roll superior. So that's a 6.
Oh, that's a failure.
Yeah.
Mark potential. Um. What reaction were you trying to get out of him?
I was trying to get him to notice that I am not a destructive type of person, that I
Yeah.
am really here to help.
Yeah. What he doesn't see the cool thing that you've done, which is grow a flower right in front of him. He sees, oh, you're just going to cheat again, are you? Didn't think it was like you to put in the hard work that the rest of the club is going to do.
Okay, so I reach over and I make his rose grow, but just a little bit.
Yeah. Let's see. Market condition for this. How many conditions do you have right now, by the way?
2,
Okay. Which ones?
afraid and insecure.
Okay.
So let's see.
Why don't you mark guilty? I
Yeah.
think his words make you feel guilty for showing off like that.
Yeah, it was either guilty or hopeless, so I'll mark guilty.
Yeah. And do you still want to go through with making his rose bush grow?
Yeah, I want to see what he does. If I
Okay.
help him, if it still ticks him off, or if he thinks it's
Yeah.
cool.
Let's see. I think you can just do this. This isn't a roll or anything. He I think I'm going to treat this as part of the same failed roll. So this doesn't ping back on you, but like I think he's like tending his rose bush while you do this, and the stems grow up and the thorns prick him because it was like right where his hand was, and he brings back his why did you do that? That you did that on purpose. And you can see you're just not going to get through to Sergio today. You're going to have to find some other tactic to get him to warm up to you. Nothing you do right now seems to be going right.
Well, this will be a day that you remember.
SWAT, what's your after school look like? When the bell rings, what does SWAT do?
Yeah, he's either in detention or he is kind of scouting out where like either I don't want to say like a maybe like a protest, but like maybe like where like a political party, like what are those called, like a rally is going or something.
Okay.
So probably those things is his kind of like thing that he does.
I like the idea you got a rally. What's the rally for?
So it would maybe if there's like elections that are in like maybe
Hmm.
it's like local elections that might be happening and people are trying to like
Yeah,
do their
yeah.
speech and make their claim or whatever, then he likes to listen and see if there is actually any good people out there that are in power or that could be. Otherwise, he just like goes to see. Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
this is I think like a city council election.
okay.
So like the one for your district is giving a rally. Are you here to support someone you like, or are you here to heckle someone you don't like?
Um, it's I don't want to not answer your question, but it is I think it is kind of like dependent on who the candidate is. Like
Mhm.
if they actually have good means, or I think he's really going to try and root out corruption though. Like he's really
Mhm.
trying to like try and uncover what's really happening, and he doesn't like to just believe anyone right
Mhm.
off the bat. He's very
Yeah,
skeptical. So
yeah.
probably closer to
So
heckling maybe, just to like kind of
okay,
get them to show who they really are.
yeah.
Pierce the
So
mask,
I
as they
mean
say.
I think that there is a candidate you're for and a candidate against you in this
Sure.
race.
Yeah.
I'm just asking like whose rally would you go to? Are
Oh,
you
I
here?
see.
Are you here to support somebody, or is Davian's MO more to like tear the opposition down?
It would tear the opposition down.
Okay, okay,
Yeah.
all right. The rally is for a lady named Maxine Westerhoff.
Okay. Maxine, how do you spell her last name?
Westerhoff.
W-E-S-T, sorry.
Uh, Westerhoff.
H-O. Okay. It's Maxine. Okay, got it. Thank you.
A sleazy candidate he does not support.
And she
All right.
was a candidate for a local election, right?
For city council.
City council.
Mhm.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah, her whole thing I think is like we've got to like we've got to sweep these streets. We've got to get these streets clean, so that development can start up here in this historic old town of Halcyon City. And like these are all veiled words for like we're gonna get rid of all the undesirables, quote unquote, and like start gentrifying this place.
Mm-hmm. Um, so I think I kind of want to make, uh, so I want to use my powers. Are there like reporters there?
Oh yeah.
I would like to use my powers to make them agitated when they hear these things. That
Okay.
they really want to like press her for like these questions, and I see what they do.
Okay. Roll to unleash your powers. That's
Sure.
plus freak.
Oh, okay. I rolled 2 6s, so that is.
Oh yeah. That's I don't know what your freak is unless I don't think you can get too
It's
down low
not
there.
negative, I don't think. I
Yeah.
mean, I can. Let me just make
I
sure.
mean, making people angry is Davian's thing.
It's a 0,
Yeah.
so it's a 12.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. You do it. Let's see.
Just like sort of riot or something.
I think that
Oh no.
the people, the reporters here are like from the local Halcyon City. I think they're from the local TV station. They're not like national news or anything. But they are usually pretty like let's hear both sides types of reporters. They're like, well, let's make sure everything is like fair on the public news. But they start like really digging in and tearing into everything she's saying one after you unleash your psychic encouragement, shall we say.
Sure.
And before, and like she can't even get a word in edgewise to answer any of these questions. She's just like one reporter asks an extremely mean question or like an extremely hard-hitting, vicious, biting thing, and like before she can even start to spin it, another one that says, and what about and how and what's your plan for and how are we going to pay for and like just they turn into this basically pack of baying dogs at her, and she's just like kind of like cowering or like pressing herself up against the back of the wall, just trying to like placate. Whoa! Like one at a time, please, one at a time, and like it's having no effect on them.
I think Davian looks extremely smug when this happens. He's like, "Yeah, serves you right,
Yeah.
Maxine."
David, you get a text.
All right. I ignore it. No, I look at it. What does it say?
Yeah. It's from your mom.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's short. It says Davian, come home. Don't look at the news, please.
Yeah.
And we're gonna go back to immaterial for a second.
All right.
She is walking through the halls of the school, downloading an ebook version of her chemistry book that has a audio play feature so that she can listen to it while she does her super eats deliveries.
Which your phone is still going off. Like you've had to decline one order today. If you decline 2 more, then like that's it.
Won't make quota.
Yeah.
So because she thinks, so she has the second where like she is like an intersection in the hallway and she thinks about leaving the school grounds and like going to start her deliveries without going to talk to the principal. But then she decides, no, okay. And she like starts making her way towards the principal's office. But her plan is she's going to walk by that way on her way out. She's not going to make an effort to go into the principal's office. But if she gets seen and stopped by the principal, then she'll talk to the principal.
Okay. You're seen and stopped. Sorry, that's just gonna happen.
Right. Yep. Principal Morrison. Okay.
Yeah. You're walking by and you think maybe you made it. You're like 2 steps past the door. You think maybe you shouldn't see, and then you hear a voice call out from the office. Oh, Lynn, sorry. Oh, hey, Lynn.
What? Oh, huh?
Can you come back?
Makes a big to do of like pulling out earphones.
Hey, can you come back and close the door behind you, please?
Okay. Yeah, she'll shuffle in, close the door. Should I sit down or?
Yeah, that might be best.
Okay.
Listen, I wanted to talk to you.
She just kind of she's like not making eye contact. She's just like looking at the desk while she's sitting at the chair in front of it.
Now, and like you're in, it's not a big office. I mean, you're in kind of like a sort of rinky-dink public school, but it's like the biggest office anyone in the school has. There's no one else here. But even though she's sitting at her desk and you're sitting maybe like 3 feet in front of her across the desk, she leans over and starts whispering, like, so that the no one who's here can't hear what she's saying. And it's like, it's about the other day. It's about you know, the vandals.
Yeah, Lynn kind of like shrinks into herself a little bit more. Doesn't really respond to that just yet.
Yeah. Lynn, I don't really know what happened there, and I'm very grateful that you put yourself in harm's way to save me. I understood later. I found out all sort of what was actually going on that day about the former student who attacked the school, and it really seemed like you saved me personally from a lot of trouble, and I do appreciate that.
Okay.
But the school is going to have a very large repair bill for the courtyard. Where it's she like looks at her watch for some reason. It's Thursday now. And this weekend we're going to have some people in to jackhammer all that concrete out, so that it doesn't interfere with, so that the noise pollution doesn't disrupt classes. It just feels like maybe if that awful SWAT character wasn't the team leader, maybe that would leave room for a very nice girl to step in. What do you think about that? She's trying to shift her labels here. She's trying to tell you you should be. Are you going to accept that?
I
or
can
reject?
resist that, can't I?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah. What do I have to do to reject it? Let me look up the move.
I think it's. Is it a straight roll?
It's not on the basic moves, is it?
No, it's on peripheral. Yeah, it's an influence. When you reject someone's influence, just roll. It's not plus anything.
Okay. And I guess she has influence over me because she's an adult.
Yes.
I thought she didn't because you saved her.
Well, I also have influence over her.
Ah, that's what it was. Yeah,
Yeah,
I see.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
Got it.
Okay, so it's just a straight roll?
No, well, if you have influence over her, then you get +1 forward.
Okay. Oh. Okay, well, 8 then if I've got a +1.
Okay. So on a 7 to 9, you can choose one. You can clear a condition or mark potential by immediately acting to prove them wrong. And I think what she's trying to do here is move up your superior and down your danger.
Up my superior, down my danger. Oh, I see. Maybe I should have let that happen. Okay, so if I reject, sorry, I'm just trying to read it again.
Yeah.
Clear condition, mark potential. By immediately acting to prove them wrong. Okay, I know what I can do. So I will immediately act to prove her wrong by saying, listen, Principal Morrison, I really appreciate that, but the thing is, I'm nowhere near as amazing as you're making me out to sound. I never wanted to be, I never wanted to be like a superhero or anything like that. I just saw Oneida out there in the courtyard by herself, and I thought I had to act. And yes, I'm happy that I was able to save you, but I didn't know what Bad Seed was planning. I just had to run through the cafeteria, and you were there, and so it's not like I was going out of my way to save you. It's just what happened. I didn't intend for any of that, and the reason I can't be the team leader is because I just have far too much on my plate. I've got a B in chemistry that I need to get up to an A, or Mr. Burlington is going to be on my case. I've got to babysit my little brother. I've got deliveries to make, or I'm not going to meet my quota. I just can't. I don't even understand how I did what happened out there in the field, in the courtyard. It's not usually how my powers work.
All right.
She just kind of shrinks into the chair after that rant.
No, it's okay. It's okay. Hey, Lynn, it's okay. I'm not asking you to do more than you think you can handle. I just was making a friendly suggestion. That's all.
Well, I appreciate the suggestion.
Yeah.
It's just not possible.
It sounds like you're very stressed, Lynn. If you ever need someone to talk to, my door is always open.
I'll start standing up.
Uh-huh.
Thank you, Principal Morrison. That's really kind of you. Not many people know, so I think I'll probably take you up on that at some point, but I've really got to go. And I just like start leaving the room with my face buried in my phone already.
Yeah. Another thing expired during that conversation. You have one, and then there's another one. There's like one last one that you can still accept.
Yep. I mashed that accept button.
All right.
And like run from my bike.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go back to Davian for a second. What's your reaction to that text?
I think he's a little worried, but he will go home. He'll obey.
Okay.
his mother.
Okay. She is kind of like, I think, like waiting on the front stoop for you.
Mm.
And when she sees that you have actually come home, she seems so happy and relieved. And she like waves, Davian, hey.
Hey, Mom. What's the
Um,
what's the big deal?
I rented us some movies. She said, she's like, I thought we could stay in tonight and watch them.
I almost said, can I roll insight on my mom? I want to know. I mean, is there an equivalent? Like,
There's like, let's see. We're gonna like not do a lot of rolling, I think, up at the top
okay, that's fine.
of this. If you want to know what your mom thinks, like she's your mom, you probably know
Yeah.
what your mom thinks. I guess you could, well,
We don't have to. I mean,
yeah.
I think he just like kind of folds his arms and gives her a look, like, what's going
Well,
on?
yeah. Why don't you roll Pierce the Mask?
Sure.
I think that makes some
Okay.
sense here.
That is a fail. I got a 3, and then whatever. Yeah, nope. Plus mundane,
Okay.
so nope.
Yeah. Let's see.
So when you fail,
When you fail, you mark potential.
Okay.
And I will make a move as hard as I like against you.
Okay. Great.
I'm trying to think here.
Mm-hmm.
Give me a second. Check my notes. You can tell. I'm like going to give you a free answer here because it's going to come with a consequence. And actually, don't you get a free answer? No, that's assess the situation. It's when you always get a free answer.
Right.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. So, your mom rarely asks you to do these like kind of bonding things with her. Like it immediately strikes you as weird that she's like, hey, why don't we just hang out tonight? Because like she knows that you have your own thing going. She knows that like you just got back from Rally, so you probably have an episode of your podcast to record. You know, stuff like that. She doesn't want to like interfere with all that.
So glad that's a thing.
Yeah. But between the weird text and her like weird demeanor right now, you can tell there's something bad happening, and she knows that if you know about it, you are going to go and try and stop it.
Okay.
I think right now, like in this instance, I think like your Pierce Math succeeds to the extent that like you don't have the heart to tell your mom no tonight. You can see that she's very afraid, and like this means too much to her.
Yeah.
For you to say, sorry, mom, like justice calls.
Right. Okay.
So yeah, she is trying to move your labels as a result of this.
Okay.
You can reject this as normal, but I think seeing this display of like parental concern is going to move your. Let's see, what are your labels right now? I've got them right here. She's moving your superior down and your mundane up.
I'm gonna resist.
Okay, yeah, go for it.
And I have a delinquent move called I don't care what you think, and whenever you reject another's influence, I can add +2 to the roll. So I'm gonna do that.
Okay.
That is a 9.
Okay. Yeah, that's a partial success still.
Okay.
You can either clear a condition or mark potential by immediately acting to prove them wrong.
Sorry, do what to prove them wrong? I'm trying to read
By
this too.
immediately acting. You have to do something like right now to prove that they are wrong about you.
I mean, I'm okay just.
Or you get to shift the labels yourself instead of doing what shifting how they wanted it.
Can I leave them alone, or? I mean, I can shift them.
Yeah. You can leave them alone. Or the third option is you can cancel their influence and take +1 forward against them.
If I don't want to cancel their influence.
Okay.
I don't want to. Wait, let's see here.
It sounds like you want the first one, maybe,
Which is
just to either clear condition or mark potential.
I'll
by,
just mark potential's fine.
Okay.
That leaves the labels alone, right?
That leaves the labels alone, but it does require you to do something right now that proves that like she's wrong about you. And the thing that she's asserting right now is you are too precious to be let out of the house tonight.
Okay. So let me check something here.
Mhm.
I'll just say, Mom, I'm basically an adult. I should be able to have some freedom of my own, but I know this is important to you, so I'll let you have this one.
Okay. So are you going to settle in for movie night regardless?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, she's got 2 romantic comedies and she's got them queued up and ready to go. She has no idea what you like.
Okay. I'll let her have it.
Yeah. Cool. Oneida, where do you go from that disastrous gardening club meeting?
Okay, but before we move on,
Mhm.
when I mark a condition, I'm supposed to take a +1 forward against the person that I blame for causing it.
Ooh, okay.
I forgot to do that last time.
All right, so you get a +1 forward on your next roll against Sergio.
Okay. So yeah, I think I'll take the long walk back home to my shanty per se in the park.
I think that Quintessence is around there waiting for you.
Who is? Sorry.
Quintessence.
Oh, okay.
And he's using this. Oh, hey, how's it going? How's school?
Yeah, Samo. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing all right. A little joints are aching up, acting up a little bit, but I think it's the weather.
Yeah.
You sure you're okay? He looks at you and he can see that like you're a little bit put off.
You know, all my efforts to be seen for something different than I am are all for naught. But
Oh,
you can understand. It's sometimes it takes more than I have to give.
I'm sorry. Do you want to talk about it? What happened?
No.
He's essentially offering you comfort and support. If you open up to him right now, you can clear a condition.
Yeah, I'll tell him what happened, and I'll say it just feels like the bullying will just never ever leave because of what they did to me, and I point to the sky.
He says, yeah, I know. It's really not fair. All the things you have to go through. I'm sorry for that. And honestly, this kid Sergio was out of line for what he said. I don't think it's fair to expect you to pull back on what you can do. I don't think it's not cheating to grow to like. He's kind of like struggling for words. You have a gift. You have a way with plants, and using that way is not wrong or weird. It's beautiful. And he like points over at like a little garden that you've made near your shanty. It says, I love coming here to look at what you've done with your home. I think it's fantastic, and I wish that the people in your gardening club could see what you've made here and could see the beauty you're doing over there. It's unfortunate. They can only see they can only see the surface and they don't see your actions. I hope that I can be there to be somebody else.
Thanks.
He is also trying to shift your labels here. Moving your mundane up and your freak down.
I'll allow it.
Okay.
Okay. I say, yeah, it's not all the time that I stop and take stock of my life, so to speak. It's just kind of a thorny issue with me, you know, but I understand what you're saying. Someday they'll see the beauty within and not the freak without.
He like pats you on the shoulder and says, that's the spirit. Now, do you want any help you with your homework? You need, or do you want me to, I don't know, do you want to be alone? What do you want tonight?
How about a nice cup of tea before you head back
I
on
can
your
do that.
journey?
Okay. Lynn, back to you.
Mm-hmm.
You have taken an order from Super Eats to deliver some Thai food to a warehouse out in Old Town, somewhere. Actually, it's in the industrial district. It's like right here on the waterfront.
Just hold on, I had the move list up. Oh, down there. Okay. Yeah, I can probably bike that. So I've got basically like a insulated box thing kind of on the back of my bike that I've got the order in. I've got my earphones in playing the read aloud version of my ebook of the chemistry textbook for the current required chapters. And I am just speeding towards that delivery on my bike.
Okay. Yeah, you arrive at the warehouse, which is this kind of like nondescript big, metal building out in the industrial district. There's like a bunch of these all out here, just kind of like where stuff gets stored and shipped from. There's a lot of these on the waterfront because it's not too far from the docks. It's pretty easy access to all that stuff. So you arrive there. You've got the baggie full of still pretty warm-ish Thai food with you. What do you do from here?
Well, I imagine there's probably a place in the app to mark like I'm here. Come meet me to get your food. So I'll tap that and then just try and park my bike somewhere visible from the building so that they can see that I'm here with the food. And just wait for someone to come collect it, I guess.
Yeah. You get a text back through the app from the client that says, leave it at the door. And this is against Super Eats policy. You are supposed to visually confirm delivery of everything that you have just for liability reasons so that like people can't say, oh, they never delivered it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll text back. Sorry, but that's against company policy. I really need to deliver the food in person. I don't make the rules. Just send that back.
You don't get another response on the app. But after a minute or so, you hear footsteps from the other side of the door, and you hear a voice says, all right, I'm here. Can you just leave it and go?
Yeah, good enough.
Okay.
I will put it on the doorstep, snap a quick picture of it just in case. Oh, actually, you know what I'll do? I'll like start a video recording and just say, I've left it on the doorstep. Can you just audibly confirm? I'm taking a recording just in case I need to prove to my boss that I delivered it. Just say I've received my food.
Food received.
All right, good enough for me. Enjoy.
Yeah. As you're turning away, out of the corner of your eye, you see the door open a little bit and like just jerk open, and like somebody reaches out for just to, like snatch it back. And what you see is very weird. There's
Sure.
something very strange happening in that warehouse, and you only get a little glimpse of it. But like usually the walls inside a warehouse are not yellow, and usually there's not a weird, sweet smell coming from industrial warehouses, and then the door slams shut again.
This was a very sketchy delivery. Lynn looks at her phone to see if there's more orders coming in.
Now things have seemed quiet for a second.
She's going to kind of do a quick little walk around the warehouse, look for windows.
There are some like ventilation windows that are mainly for that. They're like up high, so that like any fumes or anything happening inside the warehouse can like safely be vented, but there aren't like picture windows, you know.
Yeah. But they're super up high, and there's definitely not like good handholds to get up there.
No,
Yeah.
no. Lynn can't fly, right?
No. I mean, I have wondered something. She'll like walk over, but they're super high up. None of the stuff would come downwards this direction. It's not a very good situation for her powers. Let's see. Okay, this is what she'll do. She will go back to the door and knock on it one more time.
Yes, what? Who is it?
I'm sorry. It's my bad. I totally forgot to hit the record button. And could we do this exchange one more time? Could you just open the food, pass it back so I can put it on the doorstep and redo my video? I'm sorry. I could get fired if I don't, do this properly.
This is going to be a provoke.
Yep. So I want to use my mild-mannered ability. When I use my civilian identity to deceive, trick, or slip past someone, roll plus mundane.
Okay.
On a hit, they buy my facade, and then I get to choose from some stuff.
Yeah, let's use that move instead of provoke, because I like that.
That's what I was trying to go for.
Yeah. I typically looking at the basic moves, and I forget to look at your actual playbook moves.
So I rolled an 11 on dice plus 3.
Sweet. Yeah.
I'm just a delivery girl.
Yeah. You get the strong sense as the guy agrees, like, all right, fine, let's make this quick, that like he's only going along with this request because he's afraid that to like say no would be to seem weird, and he doesn't want to seem weird, and he doesn't want to draw any attention to himself at all.
Totally
So
fair.
he does exactly what you said. And what's your play here?
So basically, I just wanted to get him to open the door enough to like put the thing back on the porch and use that opportunity to try and kind of sneak a further peek inside.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna say you have an it's a very limited window to do this, but
yeah.
I'm trying to see if assess the situation is not exactly here. No, I don't even think this is a roll, really. I think this is the result of your successful roll. Yeah. You see inside, it looks like all the walls in there are at weird angles. They're not at like, your typical perpendicular 90-degree, very boxy layout that you would see in a warehouse. Like the walls in there are at all kind of crazy angles, and they're all made out of like honeycomb and wax,
Mhm.
and like there's some weird stuff going on in there,
Super.
and you can hear buzzing from inside.
Not the base. Okay. Yeah, I will feign taking another video, get that glimpse, and then just say, right, again, I'm so sorry. I'll understand if you don't want to leave a 5-star review, but it really does help. I'll get out of your hair now. And I'll just drop the food, let the person go back inside, and go back to my bike.
Okay. Yeah, great. What do you do from there?
No more orders coming in just yet.
There's gonna be some.
Mhm. Once dinner time rolls around.
Yeah, once dinner time rolls around, you're gonna be busy in probably like 20-30 minutes. It's gonna get busier.
So I think Lynn's thing when she's kind of in between deliveries before the rush hour is to probably just find a place by the river, like on the riverbank, and try to catch up on schoolwork.
Yeah, you're like badly situated for it right now. You were in a great place to like accept deliveries when you were back at North Halcyon High, but in the industrial district, there are just not a lot of places that are like calling for delivery. So like
Mhm.
once you go to a more like residential area of town, your phone will start buzzing again. But right now, it's just like you're just not in a good place for it.
Okay, well then she will instead, I guess, move up a little ways. And then if her phone still isn't buzzing for another, 20 minutes or so, she'll use that time to study. But if it does start buzzing, she'll just start taking more deliveries because she's got to meet her quota for the day.
Okay. SWAT. After the second of two Nora Ephron movies that your mother has rented for you is over, what do you do?
Guess
It's like you got home around, I want to say like 4 o'clock. After that, it's like 8:30 or 9 by this point.
Yeah. I'd like to snoop a little bit to see if I can find what my mom is hiding. And also, I guess, record my podcast for the night. Which I thought would be named Tark Talks.
So good.
Talk talks.
Yeah. So, those two things I think is how I will busy myself for the night.
Okay. You scroll around like social media or like news sites or whatever. You do your usual sweep because like I remember you said in your backstory, one of the things that you do with your free time is you're always looking out for like you're like obsessed with tracking criminals and things like that. And I think you have like a news alert or something on this, and it pings when it goes off, which is that it is rumored that not the man himself, but minions of the Wasp are rumored to be active in Halcyon City again.
Yeah. So I think.
And you know immediately this is what your mother was trying to stop you from doing.
Yeah. So I think he would probably spend time digging into it and trying to see how legitimate those claims are, and then.
Yeah.
How late did you say it was? Like 8, or?
It's late evening, early night.
Is my mom already sleeping? Like, could I sneak out of the house?
No, she's. I think at this point she's like cleaning up the living room from the thing. She's doing the dishes, this and that.
I see. And she probably clearly doesn't want me to leave tonight.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think you're going to be able to sneak out of the house without dealing with her in some way.
All right. Well, I have an easy out tomorrow, right? Because it's
Mhm.
Thursday, so tomorrow's Friday. We got school, so I'll be out anyways.
right.
So yeah, I'll just do my podcast then, and then I'll do some more research tonight to see what
Mhm.
what locations have reported these things,
Mhm.
and then tomorrow's investigation day.
Yeah. It's real. It's hard to get a sense of like everything is so vague. It's all on the level of like a rumor, but there are multiple people like you do realize that there are multiple sources for these rumors, so it's not just like one person that everybody else is like re-reporting.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there are enough original sources of this rumor that like there seems to be some credibility to it, but it's harder to get a feel for like what exactly is going on and where.
Okay.
Just that like through a proxy or a minion or some, you know, once removed activity of the wasps happening in Halcyon City again.
Okay. So there isn't really a clear lead on where in Halcyon City at all.
Not that you can find.
Nothing confirmed. Okay.
I don't think you have a move for this or anything.
So the only thing I would have is like criminal mind, which is when you assess the situation.
Yeah.
Maybe something like that. But I mean, this isn't really talking with somebody. This is just me doing my own like
Yeah.
searching
You're not like
and stuff like
you're
that.
not like in a situation, and this game doesn't really have moves for like information gathering or things like that.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I'll conclude my searches as when I feel satisfied that either I get as much as I can or lack thereof, and then I'll do my podcast, and then I'll think about doing some homework too.
Okay. Yeah. Oneida, your evening. Do you reach out to either of your two new friends over text or whatever?
I know that Lynn is very, very busy. So I would probably text her and say, hey girl, keeping up?
When around would this come in?
This is like mid-evening, I think.
Mid-evening, so kind of a busy time. You get back what's pretty clearly like a text-to-speech response because there's like words that are replaced. So, oh gosh, what would it say? Like it's probably supposed to say, super busy night, got started late. Text you later? Question mark. But I mean, it would say something like, super busy might. Got started rate. Text. What could I replace text with? Well, anyways, you get the idea. It's like the wrong words.
Okay, so should just send back one of the goofy smiley faces that like I understand, it's crazy. Googly eyed.
You see that it's red, but it's left that way.
Okay.
All right, unless anybody has anything else. Oh, were we going to say something, Melissa? Okay.
Yep.
Unless anybody has anything else that they want to get done tonight, we can skip to.
Well, I mean, Lynn would eventually make good on the promise to like actually text.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Soon. But it probably wouldn't come till like 10 or something like that.
Well, I think that that's what my intention would be when she knows that she's done with all her stuff. Like, but that's okay.
Okay.
That's fine.
So then, yeah, around 10, you get a response that's like, just got home and showered. Wow, I was sweaty. Super busy night. Also weird.
Oh, really? How so?
Well, I was kind of up and up and down town for one thing, all the way down to the warehouse district. Even went across the bridge once to the financial district. But at the warehouse district, there was this one really weird delivery where the guy didn't want to come out to accept the food, and tried to make me leave it on the doorstep, which is of course against the rules. Yeah, and it was just weird. There was this buzzing coming from inside the house, and well, it wasn't a house, it was a warehouse, and this weird sweet smell. I don't know, super weird.
She texts back, oh my gourd.
You get back like a face palm emoji.
Okay. So she'll text, do you get a weird vibe out of it?
Super weird. But you know, I'm pretty careful, so I didn't do anything sketchy. But man, I did kind of want to look closer.
Okay, she says, let's talk to SWAT about it tomorrow.
Sounds good. And then like after that response, several minutes go by before Lynn clearly realizes, oh wait, she texted me. Maybe something was actually up with her. And she says, wait, hold on. Are you okay?
Just, she texts back, you don't miss a beat.
You see like the dots for typing start and then stop and then start and then stop. And then she finally says, if you say so.
So I'll text back, okay, just the usual. I want to say crap, but I don't think Oneida would say crap, but the usual stuff. We'll just say stuff.
What was the gardening club person's name? Gregorio?
Oh, Sergio.
Sergio.
Gregorio?
I don't know.
Who's named Gregorio?
I don't know. It's just that's what popped into my head.
Also, you
I
can
knew it
say
ended with an O.
fertilizer instead of crap if you want to.
That's a good one. Love it.
Just the usual fertilizer. Sergio, trouble again?
She sends back an emoji that's like sticking out her tongue going, you know, like he's devil.
And Lynn just texts back, screw him, you're amazing. I'm going to bed. Good night.
Night. Night.
All right. So after that, we can pick up the next day at school. Lynn, do you want to get the team together? Or I guess like, when do you want to do that? Do you want to do that like at lunch? Do you want to do that before school? Do you want to do it after school?
Maybe she'd try to do it before school if everyone else gets to school early like she does.
Davian, is that going to happen?
Um,
I feel like
You
you're the
know-
weak link here.
you know, I feel a little targeted. Okay, I would say today is probably the only day of the school year that he actually would want to get out of the house as soon as possible because he
Oh.
might want to go investigate this stuff.
Yeah, fair. Okay,
So yes, I think this is the one exception
gotcha.
to when he tries to do that.
Yeah. So you can get together with the others in like in the little area out front of school before everyone gets in, or maybe in the halls or something, with the lockers.
Or somewhere a little less
Yeah.
conspicuous.
Yeah, set the scene for me, Lynn.
I'm thinking like out behind a basketball court. You know, like an area with like the dumpsters or something where like people just almost never come, that sort of area.
Yeah.
And Lynn would be I guess sitting on top of one of these dumpsters with like the the lids closed or whatever, and she's sitting on top of it, and she has her chemistry book open and her homework 3/4 of the way done when everyone else shows up.
Okay.
Like she's been there for half an hour already.
I think when Davian shows up, he's already like a little on edge. Like not like, I mean, yeah, you can take that for what it is, but he'll come over to Lynn and just be like, "What's so important?"
Well, there was some weird thing I encountered when I was doing deliveries last night. That's all. We can wait to talk about it till Oneida gets here.
I was assuming Anita was here. I
Oh, is she
thought
here too?
that you were like getting the team together back behind in the
Mhm.
private place.
okay.
So like it's the 3 of you here.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, I told. I guess that's a question. When it's the 3 of us here, meeting together, do we use each other's like hero names or do we use personal names? I feel like Lynn would probably lean towards personal names in this scenario, just in case.
Davian would probably use whatever he feels like.
Okay.
Yeah. Oneida really doesn't care.
Okay. Well, I already told June a little bit about this because she texted me last night, but I was doing a delivery in the warehouse district and well, first of all, it was super sketchy because the guy didn't want to come out and get his food. He really wanted me to leave it on the doorstep, but that's against company policy. So I made the guy open the door and, audibly confirm he got his food. And I got a little bit of a peek inside, and there were all these yellow walls inside the warehouse at weird angles. And well, I didn't get a good look at the guy, but there was this sweet scent coming out, which is pretty weird for a warehouse. And there was a buzzing, and honestly, the walls looked a little honeycombed. Just super,
Stop right
super
there.
weird space in there.
Hang on. Show me where it is. Let's go.
What? No, we have
Come on.
school.
No. This is more important. Let's go.
I'm not going anywhere. I need to get my chemistry grade up.
Lynn, come on. You can do that anytime. We got to go do this now.
She hops up off of the dumpster, puts her hands on her hips, and says, Davian, I'm going to school today, but after school, I will take you to where this warehouse is.
He grabs her hand and be like, "Come on, let's go," and tries to like pull her.
She has
It'll only
enhanced.
take a sec.
She has enhanced strength as one of her abilities.
Yeah,
so
he
she
probably doesn't
like
get very far.
yeah,
Yeah.
she like pulls back.
Lynn, please, come on. I'll never ask for anything else.
What is this all about? Why is it so important we go right now?
So, there's this, look, there's just this really bad guy that we need to deal with, or at least confirm that he's there. The city could be in danger.
Well, if it's someone super bad, why do we have to deal with him? Sure, we rose to one occasion when our school was threatened, but like, why couldn't we just tell, I don't know, Quintessence or someone? June knows Quintessence, right?
Sure do.
June, Quintessence is retired. Quintessence like got hurt kind of bad in line of duty once and is not really up to super hearing at this point. He's kind of just an advisor and like caretaker and like mentor to new superheroes. This is not something that Lynn would necessarily know, but
Yeah,
it is
I don't
definitely
think Lynn
something
would know
that June does.
Okay. So yeah, he'll look at Lynn and Oneida and just see if anyone else is around, and then just lean in and say, "Because if it is, this is the guy who killed some of my family. I need to deal with him."
Okay,
Wow.
that's understandable. But listen, they were really set up in there. No one's going anywhere.
How about we can probably make it back in time for chemistry or whatever, but why don't you just show me where it is, and then we can come back after school then.
Lynn like pulls her schedule out of her book or out of her binder to like see what classes she'd be missing if she went right now.
I do think this is like a firm time. Like, Lynn, are you gonna
Yeah.
affirm civilian life and like be a good student the way that like the principal and Mr. Or the chemistry teacher, I forgot his name too.
Mr.
B.
Mr.
Burlington.
Yes, Burlington. I wanted to call him Bentwood. That's an entirely different game that I'm in.
That's right. I like his coats.
Yeah. Mr. Burlington, and all that, or do you affirm your superhero identity and say, screw schoolwork, there's a villain on the loose who has to be dealt with right now?
Listen, I need to get my grades up. That's got to happen. But I've got a study hall period in the middle of the day, which I'm willing to skip out on. Can you wait that long? I can't miss classes, but I can miss a free period. Right before lunch. It's not even that far away.
It's a good compromise. Davian. Just everybody needs to remain calm.
Fine. All right. Fine.
She nods. Okay, then. It'll be fourth period. So
Okay. Where do you want to meet up?
here's fine.
All right.
Oh, wait, June, does that work for you?
You know, I'm totally okay with whatever you guys decide. I'll just try to move a little faster.
Well, there you go. Okay, well, listen, if I'm going to be missing study period, I need to use the last few minutes before school to finish this homework. But, Darian, I'll text you.
The school bell rings.
I'll text you the details I do remember about this warehouse, except for the address, so that you can review them while you wait. How about that? And she starts putting her stuff back in her bag.
It's not like I have a choice.
Great. See you then. And she just walks away.
Yep. And then he just leaves too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Davian,
Mm-hmm.
do you wait, or are you gonna try and do something stupid here?
Well, I didn't take the move team. What team? So.
Uh-huh.
I think he'd wait.
Okay. All right. So I feel like the bell rings at the end of third period, and Davian is like out of his seat before it's halfway over.
That or he
Just
already
like-
skipped third
Just like
period and he was already there.
just like shoveling stuff into his backpack.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that the three of you can meet back behind the dumpster.
June, or sorry, not June.
I
Lynn-
think like Oneida gets there first, and there's like already somebody there. It's a couple of like the bad kids who are back here to smoke, and Oneida comes around and like they see her and they're like, ugh, let's go somewhere else. So you have your privacy.
And I say, have a fantastic Never mind, I blew it. I say, have a fan cactus day.
and cactus. I guess Lynn shows up last then. If Davian is super excited to get there.
Mhm.
Darn it! I was hoping to get here before Davian. I need to change. Hey June, would you mind? She like opens the dumpsters. Are they super full?
No, I don't think so. They're like half full.
Ugh, this is gonna be gross.
Okay, it's okay. Wait. Oneida just makes a branch of like ivy,
Oh
like a
gosh,
screen
that's so much better.
for you to change behind. No
Okay.
worries.
Just keep watch. And yeah, she changes into super outfit, like stashes her regular backpack behind the dumpster.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm branching out here.
How are you making so many more puns as June than you ever did as Tuppence? It's blowing my mind here.
Research.
I guess we did have 3 weeks to put all these together.
And Oneida has a very, very clear theme, whereas
Yeah.
you never know what will come up with Tuppence.
It's true. Okay. So the 3 of you are all in your hero outfits, so to speak, with Oneida, and ready to head out to the warehouse.
Mhm.
Yep.
It's not mechanically important, but I am curious how Oneida and Davian get there, because I know that Lynn has a bike.
Mhm.
Public transportation. I don't
All
know.
right.
Yeah, I mean, we
Yeah.
can do that.
Yeah, we can do that.
So we're all fully kitted out and on the subway.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, I would think that I'd ask Lynn for a ride on the back of her bike. I think I'm not very big.
I mean, that's doable, but that would mean Davian's just riding the subway by himself. So,
It's true.
which maybe he prefers, but like we should probably go together.
Yeah, that's true.
Lynn, are you willing to be seen with Oneida on the back of your bike?
Forgot about
I don't know. Well, I mean, I'm already in my super outfit,
Yeah, that's
so
true,
it's
that's true.
fine.
Okay.
But it would be like a thing if my bike was identifiable,
Yeah.
which I don't think it would necessarily be.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, why don't we just go on the subway with Davian? Because
All
I mean,
right.
we'll get there at the same time at least.
Yeah.
Probably faster too, anyways.
Davian,
Hmm.
it is one of those public transit rides where like you just miss the bus to the subway,
Oh.
and then when you get to the subway, you just miss that, and it's like, oh wait, every single step of this
Oh
way
my gosh.
as
It's
you
the
have to do,
worst.
and like it's eating you up inside. Like you're so close to getting what you want here,
Yeah.
and it just feels like everything is conspiring against you to like make you wait and wait and wait. And like first it was Lynn, and now
Yeah.
it's the entire Halcyon City public transit system.
Everyone's conspiring against me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think he's clearly
At one
agitated.
point, I think Lynn probably stops to buy a hot dog from a vendor because
Yeah.
she's realized they're gonna miss lunch because of this. So,
Yeah.
So yeah. Can't you just eat on the way back? Like, come on.
it's very important to maintain a schedule. Otherwise, everything falls apart.
That's so Lynn.
It's like banging his head against a wall.
But at last you get to the industrial district, and Lynn is able to lead you toward the warehouse where she took the Thai food yesterday. So you're kind of in the same situation as before. You're outside this like fairly nondescript warehouse. There are vent windows up high, but nothing you can really use to see in from ground level. What do the 3 of you do?
Can I assess the situation and try and find a way inside?
Potentially, yeah.
Or find a vantage point that would let us see more of an inside?
Yeah, why don't you assess that situation?
I think I shall. And I'm going to use Criminal Mind as well.
Okay.
So...
Should we use a team? What you
Yeah,
call
how
it?
much team do we have?
At the start of every session, team resets to 1. So now you have 1.
Okay.
You will potentially gain team when you go into battle against a dangerous enemy, but that hasn't happened yet.
So I got a 7 plus my superior, and now that makes it a 10.
Nice. So you get the full thing. You
Okay.
get what is it? 2 questions plus your one from Criminal Mind, I think.
Okay. So I will do. Let's see. Um, what here can I use to get a better vantage point, or see? I guess,
Okay.
or how about see inside is probably what I'd rather do. How could we best end this quickly? And then from Criminal Mind, um, what is the best way in?
I will give you the answers to what here can I use to gain access, and what is the best way in. Actually, those are kind of the same question.
Yeah, I think like see
Why don't we
inside.
do this?
Uh-huh.
Why don't we do this? I will give you the answer to what is the best way in / way past,
Sure.
and you can hold those other 2 questions.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's great.
And I will give you the answers when they're more appropriate. Oops. Yeah, here slipped. Okay,
Stop.
so the best way in is you look around a little bit, and you you think that the best way in that you can see is to what are those trucks called that have like the rising thing that like
Yeah.
city
Cherry-
workers use? Yes,
oh,
cherry
cherry,
pickers.
cherry picker
That's
or a scissor lift.
yeah,
scissor
yeah.
lift,
There's a cherry picker around here that some city workers are using. The best way in to those windows up there are to steal this cherry picker.
Okay. So yeah, I would like to operate this cherry picker, and
Yeah, you're gonna have to hotwire it, but I think that Vivian knows how to do that.
all right. Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah. And you drive it a little ways over to the warehouse. Someone is going to have to sit in the cab of this thing and operate the cherry picker while the other 2 sit in the basket.
Like Lynn can do that. Or you want to do
Oh,
it?
okay, go ahead. No, that's fine.
I was
might
just
have
thinking
to,
I'm the most ordinary. I don't know.
I might have to manipulate something, I guess, up
Yeah.
top.
Can none of the 3 of you fly? That's interesting.
No.
I've thought about a way Lynn could maybe manage it, but I don't think she could in this situation.
She can change like her material that she's made out of.
Yeah,
or
I
something.
thought maybe if like I came into contact with like steam, I could
Helium
become a
or something.
vapor
Yeah, I was thinking the same
Oh,
thing.
and then
yeah.
like slowly fly.
Yeah, something
but-
that's less dense. Yeah.
Whistling all the way.
Yep.
Like a teapot.
Power of Mist. You ever play Symphony of the Night?
No.
I know of it.
Oh, yeah. There's like a form you can get that's like form of mist, and you change it into this like diffuse cloud of mist, and you can fly, but you fly like at this speed.
Yeah, that's
amazing.
exactly what I was
Yeah.
imagining.
Yeah.
I'll get there, guys. That's great.
Cool. So Onaida's staying in the cab, is what I heard. Okay.
Yep.
So Oneida, you operate the cab after a couple of like.
Oh, wait, sorry.
Mhm.
I was going up.
Oh, you're
the
going up.
spot.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
I,
okay,
when
and
you
Lynn.
said cab, I was imagining the cherry
basket.
picker.
Yeah.
Part. Sorry.
Okay. So Lynn's in the cab, operating the cherry picker basket, and with the other 2 standing in the basket and waiting to being lifted up as the scissor lift goes up. And you have access to the vent, and it is open because like it's a vent. It's always open. That's like its whole purpose.
Hmm.
So with some squeezing, you're able to get inside. What you see is kind of what Lynn was able to see yesterday, which is there is like this like definitely like bee's nest material making up all of the interior walls in here. You can't even see that far inside because it's just like covering the place floor to ceiling. And you can definitely hear a loud buzzing from inside. And I'm going to switch 2 of you, or I guess I'll switch all 3 of you over to that map.
All right.
Um,
I'll turn the map on.
That was my map change sound.
Luckily,
Very
it's
good.
recorded, so we can play that anytime we want now.
Yay! Someone else. Someone else. Yay!
All right, there you are.
All right, let me resize.
Nick,
Ooh.
this feels very familiar to me for some reason.
Yeah. I'm not above stealing material from my offline games to use in the online ones. When two of the players haven't experienced it yet, it's total fair game to me.
I remember being inside a giant honeycomb before. This I've done. Well, I guess I'm technically outside.
Yeah.
Still.
So June will say, "What
Well, if-
information?"
That's a good question though. Could I, with like my enhanced strength and agility, after they've gone in, could I scale after?
Yeah, I
them?
think you could like climb the scissor lift parts
Yeah,
up.
that
I
was
think
what I was going to.
it's
attempt.
like not exactly a ladder, but for someone like you, it's enough of one for your purpose. So I think you
enough
could
to like jump and
come
scrabble
in
up.
after them. Yeah.
Okay, so I will come in slightly behind.
Good.
So we're in the vents right now, right? Or
Yeah.
are we? Do we
There's
jump
not
down?
like there's not like vents. It's not like ductwork up there. There was
Mhm.
like a vent window. And the
Mhm.
purpose of this window was to be a vent. It wasn't like something that someone was supposed to see out of.
Okay.
So yeah, you're about I think you are about 10 feet off the ground. This isn't D&D. You can jump down with no problem.
Okay.
Um,
So yeah, maybe when Lynn catches up to us, then
Mhm.
jump
Yeah.
down.
Lynn, I will say, as you're halfway up the scissor lift, you hear a man's voice call out, "Hey, what are you doing with that thing?" And you have to scramble up the rest of the scissor lift and get in. And
Great.
as you're going inside, you hear the motor of the cherry picker rumble
Being driven
again,
away.
or being driven away.
No. Okay. As soon as I hit the ground, then can I do a quick look around and see, like, look for exits?
Yeah, why don't you make me a well, let's see. You can make an assess the situation, or we can spend one of Davian's questions on what here can I use to leave.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll leave that to Zach.
We can do that.
Okay.
Do you
Yeah,
like tell
Davian.
us that someone's saw us or whatever, or?
Yeah, I'll just say, they just rolled away with our way in, so we're trapped in here.
Okay, and then I think at that cue, he would look for an escape route, or he would help
Okay.
Lynn look for an escape route.
The bad news for you is that there weirdly isn't one. Not only you seem to have emerged into a room, quote unquote room, because it's all just like this like nest material that has like no doors or exits or anything. And it feels to you like, but I think you like go up to the material
Mm-hmm.
and you just kind of like feel around it, and SWAT, you can tell that this stuff isn't very thick.
Yeah.
So the exit, that your best exit would be just like basically start punching through walls.
Okay.
Easy enough.
And as you get close to the door and ascertain that, you can definitely hear a feint from here, but there's a sound of buzzing from the other side of the wall.
And that's the other side towards the inside of the building, or is that?
Yeah, you're like going over here because you kind of remember that being where the entrance to the building was.
Mm-hmm.
And you hear from like somewhere here-ish or like maybe here, it's hard to tell, that there's like buzzing back there.
Okay. Well, we probably don't want to shake the nest up too much right now, but we should probably get going and head further inside.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea. And Lynn has like touched the wall of this place and like changed her hand into the papery material just to like feel it out. And then she kind of shakes it and returns her hand to normal.
Yeah. It doesn't, well, did you touch, which wall did you touch? Did you touch the one that that SWAT was like, we can punch our way through this?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Yeah. A slightly weird thing happens, Lynn, when you. I'm trying to decide if I want to give you this. Yeah, sure. Why? Why not?
Why not?
A slightly weird thing happens when you touch the wall and say like, and like, I mean, you don't say this out loud, but there's like a thing that you do. You think to yourself, I want to be this thing. You know, like you actively use your power in that way. And so you reach out, you touch it, you think like the morphing thought, and the material of your hand like cycles through like 5 or 6 different materials, like on a loop. What you get is that these walls are made out of some like very weird composite of something.
Weird. Yeah, I will hold up my hand to the group and say, these walls definitely are not entirely natural. There's some sort of strange composite material. And I'll just shake out the hand so it stops.
Feels like we're in like Singapore or something.
Is now really the time, Oneida? Is it really?
Okay. I just
I can feel another pun coming on, and I'm gonna stop you right there.
I lack the ability to control myself.
Come on, Sprouts, let's go.
Okay. That's it.
All right. So what does Devian do?
I think he just will follow the corridors in sort of a hurried, but is it possibly hurried and cautious at the same time?
So what I was trying to get at is there aren't really corridors.
Okay.
I know that it kind of looks that way on the map, but like imagine that each one of these cells is like completely closed off.
So I guess maybe he'll go from wall to wall and try and listen or inspect away, maybe even like poke like peephole through if that's possible, or ask immaterial to poke a peephole through so they can look and see if there's just bees or if it's you know.
Oh, I see. You're looking for
like the person in charge, or
gotcha.
What's happening. And
I
maybe,
think is this your how could we best end this quickly question?
Yes, that's what I was just looking for too.
Yeah. So this is your third question.
Yes.
Yeah. You spend a moment reaching out psychically, I think, to get a read on like, okay, I don't care about the bees. I want to know who is the person here. I'm trying to find like a size signature of like a human being. And it's like, it's so easy, weirdly, to find this, because what you get is like, there's another psychic presence in this warehouse that's also reaching out, not to you, but like reaching out in general, just like all the time, regularly. It's like, it's very easy to find something when the thing you're looking for is a beacon.
Right. Okay.
And the location of that beacon is this way.
Sorry, which way?
Kind of northwest of your position, up here. I'm pinging it on the map.
I don't see your ping.
I don't see the ping either.
Maybe zoom out a bit.
Try it again.
Wrong.
Can you see my
I'm missing
pings?
it too. So.
Oh, weird. Am I on the wrong? Can you see it now?
Yes.
There it is.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
I must have been on a different layer.
So I think SWAT will, as he's like scanning and then he senses this presence, he'll say, "This way." All right. This wall here. He'll point to it.
I guess I'm punching a wall down.
Or Oneida could. She's got an unstoppable feature.
Oh, she does.
That's why they
Yes.
call
it- Ooh.
Immaterial
Ooh.
steps to the side for Oneida.
That's why they call us the Vandals.
Yep.
Yeah. How does that unstoppable feature work?
When you smash through a scenery to get to or away from something, I roll plus danger. On a hit, the world breaks before you and you get what you want. On a 7 to 9, a market condition, leave something behind or take something with me. On a miss,
Okay.
I smash through but leave devastation in my wake or something
I'm
worse.
totally
up
good
to
with this.
you.
This is gonna be great. Please.
Yeah.
Devastation.
All right, here we go.
Plus danger, right?
Yep, plus danger.
So
That is a 8.
All right.
when
What's your date?
so one sec. When I use my delinquent ability, does that give just me a bonus
Just-
when we act
just
on
you.
this?
Just you. Yeah.
Okay. Not okay. Got it.
Okay. What's your danger? Was that an 8 total?
8 total.
Okay.
Um,
All right. So the world does break before you and get what you want, but you do choose one on a partial success. You can mark a condition, leave something behind, or take something with you.
on taking something with me, could it be like I'm trailing Lynn?
That's like a good thing, and I think the thing that this is like,
Oh, I see.
yeah. Here's what if you choose take something with you, this is what's going to happen. When you smash through, you're going to get kind of caught up in some of this honey, and it's going to be a little bit difficult for you to maneuver when it's all stuck to you.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, so we'll choose to take something with you, but yeah, you bust right through this wall, and on the other end, there is another cell between, like another wall between you and what you're ultimately going for. And inside of the cell is a whole swarm of mutant bees.
Not the bees.
And I think that's the cliffhanger we're gonna leave off on. And
right.
then next session, the conclusion of this arc, the conclusion of our little Superheroes Anonymous game, it will be the Vandals versus the bees.
It will be the Vandals versus the bees.
All right.
Thanks
Oh.
everyone for joining in. That's all I got for you. Good night.
Thanks. Good night.
Thanks. Bye.
Good night.
Night.